When it concerns headings and paragraphs, there's literally only 22 lines of code in Skeleton CSS. There's styles for H1 through H6 headings, a simple media query adjustment, and then a single adjustment on paragraphs that sets margin top to 0. Our layout has several headings, subheadings, and paragraphs, so let's write the HTML for those areas of type. I like Control B to get our sidebar, and we'll go to our index.html. Okay, so the first area that we're going to add type is right here on line 49. We're going to make this an H1 element, and we're going to give it a class of UC, and we're just going to be transforming this class and setting it to uppercase text with text transform. And we'll put in absolutely fantastic meals. Under here, we'll put a paragraph with a class of subtxt for subtext and UC as well to make it uppercase. And we'll say, so good, you won't want to finish it. Now, let's also put in an actual image on the right column. So over here, to remove this, we're going to put in img source is /images/plate.png. And we'll make it an ID of plate that we can reference later on. And right now, make sure you download the project files and import the images into the images folder here in our project. By default, this is what it looks like. And I'm just going to put in the 3 images that we currently have right here. Okay. If you save and head on over to your browser, this is what it should look like so far at this point. Now, real quick, let's go ahead to our CSS. We're going to reference that UC class for uppercase. We'll save and go back to the browser. All right. So next, whenever you want to make custom adjustments to specific type elements, you simply refer to the HTML element, class, or ID, and then set our CSS properties. Now for this H1, I want it to be really thick, and I want to also make adjustments to the line height so that the 3 words are closer together, and also push it away from the top just a little bit. So we'll go back to our CSS. We'll reference H1. We'll put in a font weight of 900, a line height of 0.9 EM, and a margin top of 1 EM. So we'll save this. And you'll also notice that the font weight, it did get a little bit bolder, but not quite as much as I would like. And that's simply because we currently don't have a font weight of 900 for this given font, which is based on Railway. So going back to the index.html, we can scroll to the top here. We'll see we have the different weights here. We can add real quickly just 900, save it, and go back to our browser, and there you go. It looks much better this way. Okay, so next we have more type in the middle container portion down here. So let's get to that. So where it says images of donut, we'll put in an image element. We'll give it an ID of donut. And then for our content, we're going to use an H2 tag this time. Class is going to be uppercase or UC, and also WT, which we'll define in a little bit, which is for white text. This is going to be on a darker background. Food Genius. And then we'll put a class of WT as well to make this text white for this paragraph. Now you can visit a site like Lipsum, lipsum.com, and copy just some of the default filler text like lorem ipsum, which is what I will do now. And I've done that off screen, and I've just pasted in just a few sentences here. You can save and check out the result. And that image, of course, is not showing up because I forgot a U in donut. There we go. So everything is looking really big right now, and we're going to fix that momentarily. But we do have another heading just down here where we have a form. So let's go ahead and address that real quickly. This will be H3. Class will be UC and WT once again. Ready for some good eats. Later on underneath this, we will create some columns with a form element. So we'll save this and check out the result. Okay, so let's go ahead and first address this subheader text right here. As you can see, it's way too small. So let's go ahead and go back, address our main CSS, and momentarily I just changed our layout to a split screen so we can see this without having to revert back and forth. So the class is on a P element called subtxt. Color will make gray. Font size will make 2 rem units. And then also a line height of 2.3 rems. Okay, so again, I have the browser scaled down to 67% just so we can see the overall layout. So next, while we're here, let's fix the issue with these really large responsive images. We gave them 2 unique IDs of plate and donut. Inside of here, we'll use max width 65%. We'll also go ahead and put in margin 0 auto. This will center them and display block. Okay. Now, as you can see, our layout is starting to become a little bit more respectable, but right now things are squished just a bit too much. So let's space them out by defining the rule sets for our 3 padding classes that we created earlier in the HTML. So for the padding, we'll just add padding top of 3.5 EM units. I'm going to copy this and paste it here. And in here, we're going to make padding 2 with a padding top of 6 EMs and also a padding bottom of 2 EMs. Copy this one more time and paste it. Change to padding 3. This padding top will be 4 EM and bottom will be 4 as well. All right, so now let's make our logo type more bold and separate the words through color. So we'll go ahead down here, and if you recall, the ID is logo. We're going to make the font weight 900, and we'll make the color black. Then we'll reference the span element that we placed on it, and this will be a color of 7 C19DF. All right, so let's go ahead and view this at full size. And we'll reset this to 100%. And there we go. So in the next video, we're going to define our navigation in the header and style it appropriately with CSS.